So we're going to ignite the passion in education. And you might be thinking about, what is she, crazy? What do you mean igniting the passion in education through, of all things, music? In this day and age, we're slashing budgets. Teachers have a million things to teach. We have to make sure that kids can pass those tests. And there's just so much pressure. And now what am I doing? I'm flinging at you the concept that we can actually reignite the passion back into education through, of all things, music. The one thing that we're wanting to slash from the budget. So you're probably thinking to yourself, well, why music of all things? Why music? And the answer to why music lies in some of the latest brain research. John Medina wrote this book called Brain Rules. And we're going to be talking about 3 of those brain rules and how music actually is instrumental in how kids can learn really in effective ways. So John Medina's number 1 brain rule is that you have to repeat to remember. Well, we all know that. That's the way the brain works. So we have these neurons, and when a student is learning, they make a little bit of a connection. But usually the first one isn't very strong. So they have to repeat it. They have to do it again. And then it becomes stronger. And then we make it stronger yet by wrapping myelin around it. Now we're really getting a great circuit. We have to repeat to remember. What is the best way to repeat to remember? How many of you learned the United States, with the 50 nifty United States? Anybody out there? Yes, I see hands, this is good. How many of you learned your multiplication tables with multiplication rock? Okay, few hands up, very good. As a music teacher, I remember teaching the concept of an ostinato to the kids, using this song. It went like this. Ostinato, ostinato, what am I, what am I? I'm a little pattern, stubborn too. And pretty soon the kids were singing it around, and they were all going out the door going, ostinato. They had it totally, the circuit was connected. Music, it's a simple concept. So if you don't have songs, you can do it with not even singing. You could just do a little bit of an echo. Get a beat going. Can you just put a beat on your knees for me? So this is about as far as my math goes. But you could do this with calculus and division and multiplication and all those kinds of things. But for me today, let's just start with, you're going to echo me. 1 + 1 is 2. Go. And 2 + 2 is 4. And I think that's all the further we'll go with my math there as well. Okay. So we can just do a simple echo. Can you think about the topics that you're teaching and how you could use just the speech and a simple rhythm? Or you can get your kids to create a rhythm. Or you can take a tune that you already know, something as simple as Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star, and put the content that you're teaching into the song. Or you can actually create a new tune and an improv. I remember writing this song for the kids in the classrooms that were learning about metamorphosis. And this had to do with the tadpole and the frog. And it went like this. Wiggle and a wobble and a wiggle and a wobble and around we go to and fro. Wiggle and a wobble and a wiggle and a wobble and around we go to and fro. Out pops the back legs, then the front. Tail grows short, mouth grows wide, eyes are bulging at my side. I wiggle and I wobble till my skin grows tight, and out pops the real me, a hop and delight. Hippity hop, hippity hop, hippity hop. And there we have metamorphosis. And again, we repeat to remember. This is the way to really hardwire facts, words, concepts in for children. Brain rule number 2. Stress brains, this is not a surprise to any of you, I'm pretty sure. Stress brains work differently, do not work the same. Well, yeah, that's kind of like me in the morning getting ready to go out the door. I can't find my car keys, of course. I'm trying to put everything into my briefcase, and my husband's saying, don't forget to pick this and this and this up at the grocery store. And I'm remembering absolutely nothing. The brain is not connected because I'm too stressed out. Kids do not function well when they're stressed, when there's anxiety, when there's fear. Again, what does music have to do with that? Well, as a music therapist these days, I know that music shifts states, emotional states. Music shifts emotional states. You have the power with your iPod, and something out there to shift the emotional states of your students so that they can learn. So how are you going to do that? So let's say they come into the room, and some of them are putting their heads down on the desk, and they're looking just exhausted. And you know you're not going to get anything out of them. So you want to shift that emotional state up a little bit so that they can focus and concentrate. So what are you going to do? You can play in the background music that's a little bit more upbeat, maybe a little bit of Mozart, maybe a little bit of Bach. If they come in, have you ever had the experience where they come in and their voices are just loud and they're kind of like this and they're like, oh, and you're like, oh, let everybody calm down, sit down, sit down. A better way to do it is meet them where they are at that high energy level with that fast music, and then tone that music down to something that's slower. And their emotional state is going to shift. Another thing that I like to think about in working with kids is the Pollyanna effect works. Think about that. You know, we always go like, oh yeah, Pollyanna. No, really, brain research shows that the Pollyanna effect works. When our kids are happy and optimistic and think they can do something, they can do it. So why not use music to get them into that state? I Googled the 10 happiest songs. It was incredible, all the different songs that came up. It's like I'm singing, zippity-doo-dah, zippity-ay, my, oh my, what a wonderful day. Have those songs ready in your classroom. Get that positive can-do attitude right up front. It will charge them in a way that you can't imagine. Another thing I like to do to shift emotional states is to use an improvisation. And we're going to do that today. So I'm going to divide you. You guys, the table's right here on the end. You're going to be group 1, okay? And you guys, let's see. How about let's do the middle 2 groups of table is group 2, and you guys over here are group 3. And what we're going to do is I'm going to give you an ostinato, a pattern, and you're going to get that pattern going, and you're going to keep it going until I stop you. Okay? If my hands are up here, what do you think you're going to do? Be louder. If my hands go down here, you're going to be softer. And if I do this, you're going to, you got it. Okay, guys ready? Okay, so I'm thinking, how are you feeling right now? Do you need a little energy? Okay, so let's get the energy up here. Okay, let's go. Zabba-dabba-da, sing. Da, zabba-dabba-da, bigger. Zabba-dabba-da, keep it going. Za, 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 middle. Za, 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 bigger. Za, 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 za. Pick up the tempo. Bigger, faster. Take it down. Excellent. Notice how your body feels right now. Now we're going to shift it. So my heart beats a little up. I know I've been running around, wondering if people can actually see me as they're videoing. It's like I'm going off and on the stage. What we're going to do is we're going to bring the intensity in the room to something that's very soothing. So I'm going to give you, we're going to start over here, same groups. Go with me here. You're going to echo. Zo, 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 zo. Keep it going. A little bigger. Beautiful. Zo, 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 zo. No. zo, 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 rest. Zo, 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 sing it. Close your eyes. Make it into a hum. And it's hard to stop and stop. Beautiful. Give yourself a hand. That was lovely. Lovely. Brain rule number 3. We don't pay attention to boring things. Really. You know, I can't tell you how many classrooms I've been in where I'm sitting in the classroom looking up at the teacher and I'm kind of hearing this. Blah, 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 blah. One of the things that gets students to listen and pay attention and to not be bored is when they're emotionally engaged. What's the best way to bring emotion is through stories, is through music. If you're teaching history, why not invite in the songs of the history? Because that's where the stories are, and that's where the emotional content is, and that's what kids are going to remember because they're not bored. They're not bored. Why not have them, even if you're teaching calculus or math or writing or reading or something else like that, why not, again, invite the music in? Put some emotion in it. Make it silly. Make it fun. Because, again, that's what they're going to remember. I'm just going to step over here and check my timing here. Oops, I don't really see it. Somewhere. I'm imagining. It's right here. It's really big. I have exactly 4 minutes. Okay. So, any questions about that right now? Okay. So we want to use music, improvisation, and stories to keep things interesting. Let's take a particular topic. Let's take math. How could we take a mathematical concept and make it into a story? We could maybe just use story problems, actual story problems. Get some emotion into it, have them sing it, have them doing even the figuring out of it via a musical tool, via using a song or a rap. For instance, we could even just do some math right here. I'm going to give you guys a pattern, and you're going to stand up because you've been sitting a long time, and you're going to put that pattern into your feet. So we're just going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. Sit, count it. 1, 2, 3. Now you guys are going to double it. Stand up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2. Now you guys get to sit. You go 1, 1, 1, bigger. 1. Now add an emotion to it. Let's be sad. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Be excited. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3. Be serious. 1. That's it. Energy. 1. 1, 2, 1, 5. Give yourself a hand. Woohoo! Okay, so we've learned a little bit how everything is divided and how it all comes together. This is a great musical concept as far as like working with quarter notes, whole notes, quarter notes, eighth notes. But it could also be used for any kinds of fractions or things. Again, math is not my area of expertise, so I'm going to count on you to figure that out. But notice your energy in your body. Were you learning different? Was anybody in here sleeping? Let me check it out. Don't think so. Don't think so. So let's recap. What are the ways that we can use music in the classroom? Use a song. We can use it to shift emotional states by background music, by having soft, calming music, or kind of exciting, get the energy going music. We can use music in stories to get that emotional energy connected. We can use music in a way that gets them positive with that can-do attitude so that they're really ready to learn. Ignite the passion in education through music. And when I talk about that, I am not talking about the music classroom and the music department. I am talking about every subject, every classroom, every school. Every school. Ignite the passion of education through music. There's some handouts back there if you haven't gotten them, and there's some resources. And there's also resources here for the Library of Congress on some of the music that's available. And after lunch today, you're going to be able to meet Amelia Earhart with her guitar to give you a first-hand example of how to use music in history. So please, I invite you all to continue on forward to ignite the passion in education through music. And I thank you very, very much. Thank you.